Hi everybody, this is Angel Arts, and welcome to session 2. We are already on the second session of our D&D Dragon Age campaign. Dragon Age Season 2 campaign, or also known as Dragon Age Resurgence. And we're going to kick things off like we normally do with a warm-up question. But before we do that, Hannah just had a birthday, and she got this amazing present for her birthday that I wanted her to share to the world.
Yes.
If you're willing to humor us.
Yeah, that's okay. Sure.
Could you please?
So it's a shirt. It says,
Have you ever?
A lamppost in the winter.
It's amazing.
And it's got a lamppost as well.
Yes. Oh, that's so glorious.
It's so
Yeah.
perfect.
Thank you for sharing that.
Alistair romance. It's like one of the best conversations in Origins.
Yes, I agree. So let's move on to today's warm-up. So this is the warm-up question that I like to ask on my second session of a campaign, normally right after each of the characters have had an opportunity to get their first impressions of each other. So you got to interact with each other briefly, at least with enough time to kind of start to get a feel for each other. So my question for you is, which of the other PCs do you trust the most so far, based on your first impression of them, and why? And which of the other PCs do you trust the least, and why?
It's funny. I've actually had this conversation before, but actually last night. But to answer it, Halisair would be my most trusted as of right now. Why? One, because she's a warrior, or at least from what I can tell, she's a warrior based off of what she's wearing. And two, she's a follower of Andraste based off of that part of the chant that she said towards the end about all the elements and things. As for someone who I trust the least, it would have to be my friend Theo.
Theo.
Yep.
Mainly
It's the arrow thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's the arrow.
mainly because he was kind of quiet and he shot an arrow in my general direction.
Makes perfect sense. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Miss.
Okay, Rachel will go next.
Thank you. So for person she trusts the most at this point in time, that'd be Kenna, because
Oh.
there's a point of innocence about somebody who just drops Journey. I want to see what's going on. So yeah, she doesn't yet have a bearing on Andrea. She's not really sure about the jumpy warrior, and you know, I'm so sorry, but I gotta agree, Theo trusted, because random quiet dwarfs start shooting up mirrors.
Yeah.
Potentially an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't like how his hair looked in it. That's the problem. His hair didn't look right.
Well, if you told Andrea that, she would totally get it.
Who would like to go next?
Okay, well, I'll go.
Go ahead, Theoben.
Initially I was torn, but I've swayed more in terms of Theo trusts the most Andrea, purely because Andrea's, the impression that she's given is that what you see is what you get with her. Obviously, there's a lot more to her, but as far as Theo perceives her, she seems like she keeps a lot of herself on the surface. She doesn't hold a lot back, and that makes him feel very comfortable because he knows that she'll just say what she's thinking. So that's very comfortable for him. As far as who he trusts the least, I would probably say it would be Kenna, for two reasons. One, she brought a bear. I can't say that Theo was particularly comfortable around a great bear, but also he was a bit perturbed by her kind of crawling around, looking at everyone's symbols and trying to get Cedric's ankle. And she's obviously very in tune with the Avar ways and what the symbols represent. But it was all very unnerving for Theo, who doesn't believe in any of that stuff. You know, he's all about the ancestors and the stone, and I think the fact that she was trying to link them all together, even though she had a right to do so because they all had those symbols, I think it made him uncomfortable.
Okay. Very interesting stuff. How about Andrea or Kenna?
I'm still a little torn because Andrea is like doesn't trust anybody ever, but most in the group would probably actually be Cedric because he seemed really same reason I guess Theoben was trusting me was he seems very on the surface. He's scared right now and he's acting like a scared person, and that's okay. I think out of the group that would be the one that she's like, okay, I at least know where he's coming from.
and the interesting thing with Cedric is that because of his situation, he's not wearing a Templar armor.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't trust him if he was.
Right. So if he was, then you wouldn't trust him. But because he's not, you do trust him because you don't know he's a Templar.
Right, and he's also with a Tranquil, and I'm cool with that. So I'm like, all right, he's okay. He must be good people. And then
Okay.
And then least. It's probably Kenna too, just because the bear freaked Andrea right out. And she's this strange girl. She seems really nice and all, but she's crawling around on the ground, grabbing onto people's ankles.
And therefore not a threat, you see?
She has a bear. She is a threat. And she came with someone.
No, the bear's the threat.
Who speaks ancient Vint, which kind of weird too.
That's true. And then last but not least, Kenna.
Yeah. So as far as the person she trusts the most would probably be Andrea, because she's not dressed in any like armor or anything. She just has fancy clothes on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, besides
in other words, you can take her.
Yeah.
You can take her. Is that what you're saying?
She's like the most like normal dressed one. And then as far as least, it was definitely Theoben because of that arrow. It was just like, what? We're just standing around and you just like.
How else does one announce their presence?
Super shifty.
Okay. You got to announce your presence. Come in with a big bang.
Exactly. Enter in style. You get it.
Yeah.
I'm honestly glad Andrea did not come in with a big bang.
Yeah.
That would have been problem. There would have been mass problems.
I'm still so happy that I was hiding behind Kevin.
Okay, fantastic. Great answers, everybody. We will see how those perceptions of each other changes and evolves over time. That's really interesting. Because don't be surprised if I ask you that same question again later and see what happens. All right, so let's get back into the story. So when we last saw our heroes, they found themselves in what we players know as the Crossroads. And somehow these birthmarks that each of the 5 heroes seem to share has been leading them towards this specific section of the Crossroads that ultimately allowed them to open a portal. When the 5 of you enter into the portal, you emerge in a completely different chamber. Now, you don't feel like you've successfully come back to the it's not the material. They don't refer to it as the material plane, but like I'm referring it in D&D terms, the material planes. You're not back home again. Instead, you are in another location where you believe to be a different pocket of the Crossroads. And there's these curious markings on the ground that looks like this. Now, it's not in rich color like you will see here. It's engraved, but just so you know what it looks like, this is the giant chamber, this giant circular chamber that you've in.
Oh.
Does this symbol look familiar to any of you?
Yeah.
Even before I had posted it on the Roll20.
Ah.
No.
Okay. For any of you who
We froze framed the Mass Effect epilogue.
Okay, so that's where you saw it.
There may or may not have been extensive dialogue about it.
we're like, there's 5 symbols. Who could he choose? We were wrong. Except for Halisair.
Did you have well, let me ask you this, like when you were analyzing it, did you have an idea of what the 5 or what this meant at the time, or what you thought this meant at the time?
I wasn't right.
Before session 1. Okay.
So many theories are tossed around. I think that the group as a whole got close a couple times, but not quite hitting the mark.
But the fact that there were 5 symbols probably was what struck you.
Yeah.
There's something to that, the fact that there's 5 symbols. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you guys find yourself in this chamber. Esbjørn, Hugh, and the Tevinter woman are not with you, and the portal closes as soon as you arrive.
Oh no.
You. No.
Theo quickly.
Cedric! So far, it's so close and so far.
I never even got to tell him how pretty he was.
Cue the music, baby, come back.
Yes. Or Hugh the music.
There you go.
But
That's good.
But yeah, as soon as the portal disappears, Theo's gonna like slap his head back where the portal was and take a deep sigh. Like, guess we can't go back.
Awesome.
Oh no.
This will be fine.
Everyone roll a magic roll for me, please.
Alright.
Oh my gosh. I can.
Just a straight up magic roll.
Okay. Can do, boss fella.
If any of you happens to have a focus on primal, you can.
Oh yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can add to that. Add to your roll for your primal focus. Oh, beautiful.
Well then.
Beautiful.
Okay. So both Theoben and Andrea sense that this chamber, whatever it is full of magic. Full of magic.
There's magic in here, he announces to the group.
Primal in nature, and Andrea will know more later on when it becomes relevant. So.
But he says there's magic in this room. I can tell. Can't put my finger on what type. Anyone any ideas?
Yeah, it's primal.
Matter of factly.
Yeah.
Halisair has been pretty much just looking around the entire time, casts a glance to the side at that, but no, she's
primal, like natural and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Natural.
Yeah, I figured Theo wouldn't be able to identify the specific magic being a dwarf, so he just knows that there's magic, and he's looking very wary.
Where's my bear?
Oh!
Oh no, we lost the big bear. I'm honestly crushed.
Girlfriend, it would seem.
By the way, you are free to move your token. So if you wish to move from your position, make sure that you show where you are, just so I know where you are in any given moment. Oh, okay. So Theoben just moved over to there. So pause for a moment. As soon as Theoben walks over to that symbol with the green mountains on it, his birthmark starts to react again, starts to glow again, green.
I mean, does it have any physical effect on it? Does it hurt or burn or anything?
No, it doesn't hurt, but it definitely seems, for whatever reason, it's reacting to that location, that specific spot in that room for you.
Okay. Would he notice though? Because it's on his right temple, so
you'll get a figure. You also get a physical sensation. You also get a tingling.
Okay.
So you know, you'll be aware when it's, even without looking at it, you'll be aware that your mark is reacting.
Okay. So he frowns and throws his hand up to his forehead. Is there anyone else's mark reacting?
No. Are you alright?
Yeah. It's he's very wary, takes a step back. I felt it react when I stood over there, and points to where he was standing.
Great. More of this magic stuff.
That tends to be what you get when you walk into a magic chamber, yes.
This is no time for jokes, dwarf.
Well,
Really?
she will
Would
go
you
and
rather
investigate.
Really, would you rather have a long discussion about this, or would you rather find a way to get out of here?
I'd like to find a way to get my friend back.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Halacer, when you reach that, when you reach the mountainous symbol again, your mark also reacts too.
Interesting.
Do you feel anything? He asks as she moves over.
I do. And she takes one step back.
If you look at it physically, you will see that your mark is also glowing green. It was glowing red before, now it's glowing green when you get to that mountain thing.
So she will take a step back again. No, she's gonna start. She's just gonna go one by one to see what's going on here.
All right. When you get to that one, it'll start glowing red. It'll react again, but it'll glow red.
Kenna, you never told us your name, did you?
Yep.
No.
When you go over there, it glows yellow.
Oh.
And there's nobody else here. That's
nobody
another
else.
thing he's keeping an eye out for.
Right. Over there, it turns blue.
Theo says, "What if we all stood on these symbols at the exact same time?"
And that one is white. Glows white.
Excuse me.
Our marks
And I'm
seem to
gonna
react.
tap the Avar. Excuse me. The thing that you were talking about before with the elements and such, are these those symbols that you were talking about?
Would these symbols directly relate to the legend, or
Absolutely.
is it just the? Okay.
Absolutely.
Then she's looking kind of frantic because she's looking for her bear. So
I'm sure.
she's a little nervous, and she goes, and then she looks around. These are the same marks in the legend.
This be a holy place for your people?
I suppose. She sort of
Just walks away from me.
looking around.
How rude.
Really distraught. She's not like moving away. She's just sort of like backing up and like looking around. She's like, yeah, I think so.
As much as I don't like it, these marks clearly mean something, and they're linked to these symbols. Does it react to everybody? And if so, we all need to stand on these symbols and see if something happens.
One thing I will also say that Kenna, when you go over to where Halaser is standing, your mark reacts and glows white as well, but you feel energy radiating from that spot. Halaser, you notice that the energy increased when Kenna went next to you, as if it's your presence there is powering something on that specific spot.
She's gonna look down. Do you feel that?
The sensation of that powering is very similar to the sensation that you felt when the 5 of you came together to power the portal that brought you here in the first place. It's the exact same feeling.
Okay. When Halaser was going one by one, was there a difference in the quality of what she had been feeling when it was just her?
Other than it felt more intense with Kenna right next to you.
Sure.
No. Other than that,
Perfect. No. Okay, thank you.
And then when everybody else goes over to those spots, your marks react with the colors that I specified.
Alright.
Cedric, what is Cedric doing? Because he's just kind of standing in the center of the room. How does he look like? What's his disposition?
Cedric has his halberd out and is eyeing everyone very closely.
Okay.
He's just keeping an eye on everyone, making sure none of them change or
Okay.
change.
Very odd.
She is going to turn to Kenna. What do you know about this place?
About this room? Nothing. The symbols relate to a legend that we tell all the time. The one I told you about. But I've never heard of a physical room.
Very odd.
Is there anything on the walls, or is it just?
Yeah, on the outer ring of that image, you see the symbols on that outer ring. That's what you see on the walls.
Okay.
But that's it. There's no other words.
Oh, those are the walls. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no words. There's no markings other than the symbols that I showed you on that outer ring.
Is there anything on the ceiling? Like, is it open? Is it closed?
The ceiling is closed.
Okay.
The ceiling is closed.
Well,
She is going to walk over, and she is going to now trace, because I can see that, like, this symbol correlates to this symbol, correlates to this symbol.
Right.
So she's going to see what happens when she touches this one.
Okay. Cedric and Andrea, by the way, when you guys are standing next to each other, you feel that same reaction. Your marks glow blue, and it seems like your very presence on that spot is powering something. And then Halaser, when you touch the symbol, nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing reacts.
Good.
It looks like these markings are just on the wall, are just markings on the wall. There doesn't seem to be anything magical about them.
Okay.
Just a quick thing. When Cedric walks over to this symbol, he doesn't stand on it. He just puts kind of like one foot, like kind of cautiously on it.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then as soon as it starts to do something like weird, he'll like kind of like jump back. Like, no.
Okay. Yep.
That was weird, right?
Yes, very strange.
We're obviously called here for a reason.
don't know why they'd pick you lowlanders, though. I'm just muttering.
It's the girl who was crawling on the ground just a few minutes ago. Give me that ankle. Give me that ankle.
Um,
Well, I I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. But
Ooh.
but
Kenna, when you passed between Andrea and Cedric that moment, whatever was powering that's poor part of the room increased even further. And you start to see the traces of a portal when you did that. The traces of portal on that spot.
Ooh.
A bluish portal.
I have a question. Is it like the portal, is it on the spot? Like there's like a portal opening beneath us, or is it next to us?
It's like, I would say it's beneath you, like on the ground. The portal looks like it's appearing on the ground, and it looks watery.
I step back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you step back, then the outline of the portal fades.
Okay, so avoid the water.
Yeah. Don't swim. So.
Oh, great.
I'm going to avoid that.
Well, I say we should all step on one of these symbols. Clearly, there's something opening, something's happening. We can't just stay here forever.
Well, what if each of the symbols goes to a different place? How do we know which place to go to?
We won't know until we go.
As long as it's not water.
Yeah, that would be good.
I see.
Yeah, can I? I'll veto the sun. Theo says as he raises his hand. Boards don't do so well in daylight.
I say we pick the Earth. He's gonna stand.
For that, he kind of rushes over, like, yes, yeah, that's my favorite.
All right.
Earth is solid. You can trust it.
Or you could end up buried in it.
Well, if you're stupid, you could. Just watch where you're going.
Well, playing with magic that you don't understand can be stupid. Just saying.
Yes, like creating an unknown portal to a random place.
Well, we should have thought of that before we did it.
It's just an idea. I'm throwing it out. We can stay here and look at these symbols all day, or we can make a choice and do something.
I agree with Bear Woman. We have two choices here. We stay or we try. Did you not possess a bear? Am I incorrect?
No.
Are we...
Ooh, when you get over to that, when Theoben goes over there, the outline of a green portal appears below you, and it looks grassy.
Oh yes, I like this one.
It'll work.
Jump in!
You too.
Jump in!
Over here.
All right. I'm not a coward. I'll do it.
Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
Let's dig ourselves further into a hole.
Okay. When Cedric plants himself over there, in just a split second, the portal manifests itself fully, and you feel yourself getting transported out of this chamber into this location. You found yourself in a grassy field of some sort, with a grassy field of some sort, and you just have a few moments to like get your bearings together when you see just a few feet away this giant Venus flytrap looking thing. It turns towards your direction as if it had been asleep for who knows how long. It starts snapping its bristly mouthed maw at you with jagged looking teeth and little tiny acidic looking tendrils. It starts like drooling this caustic looking fluid, and it starts to whip out these vine looking things from its body. Everybody roll initiative.
Great choice, people. Great
Can
choice.
I do my 1d6 roll for poison?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Remember all of your special abilities that I gave all of you?
Yep.
Because that may or may not. We are at the top of the initiative. Our first battle, first full party battle. Take it away, Halasair.
Yes. Okay, then let us just start forward. Sword and shield up. She is a wall of faith right now, and she will approach. Okay. She, I believe, is going to be able to be here to get a good strike. Correct? Because he's technically taking up this spot next to her. Yes.
Yes.
Very well. So, yeah, shield out in front of her, sword gleaming, and she swings at the Venus flytrap.
Yes. Go right ahead.
And we are done. And
that will hit. Roll for damage. 8 damage.
That's okay.
You hack away at the vile creature with what weapon are you using, you said?
She is using her sword.
Using her sword. And it does not seem to be phased yet by the attack, but you figure, little by little, you whittle your way down there.
All things in time.
Cedric, you are up.
Okay, Cedric is going to move behind the lady with the
shield.
The shield, and
nice.
He's gonna yell out as he's running, "O Maker, hear my cry. Seat me by your side in death. Make me one with your glory, and let the world once more see your favor." And then he's gonna strike out with his polearm.
Okay, the polearm.
Yes!
When you're doing that, are you using your holy smite or just a regular attack?
Just a regular attack.
All right, go ahead.
Theo's gonna roll his eyes as he makes that speech, thinking, "God, just hear them already."
21 will definitely hit. Roll for damage, Cedric.
Nice.
15. Good. All right. Who's up? It's just like Theobin, you're up.
Okay. So can I use a minor action to let's see, unsheath the weapon and ready a poison? I can use as a minor action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So he's gonna get his poison ready. He's kind of acting like a bit like a mad scientist. He's pulling it from his belt and he's fiddling with it a little bit. It's like, which one? He pulls the right one out. Yeah, this is a common trait with Theobin. He tends to get his poisons mixed up. It's not good. It's a flaw.
The alcohol or the poison?
Yeah, he's gonna accidentally throw ale at it. No, he's not. And then he's gonna shoot an arrow at the plant creature.
Now, I think with you, if you have to apply the item,
I can't apply it because it would take a second minor action.
Gotcha. All right, so you're just shooting an arrow without poison at the moment.
Yeah, without it. He's readying his poison to apply it to another one, but
yes.
Yeah, this one's a bareback arrow.
Okay.
No.
Okay, no. Unfortunately, you're so quickly trying to do multiple things at once that when you fire your arrow, it doesn't quite. It sails across, sails over the creature, and then it flies to the barrier over here, and you see the think Hunger Games when it hits a barrier. Think Hunger Games. It hits the barrier and it just kind of fizzles.
Poof. Ooh.
Ancestors, waste of a good arrow.
Kenna, you're up.
Can Kenna make like a nature check?
Yes.
See what kind.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, and that would be cunning, right?
Yes, cunning.
Yeah.
Okay, so you aren't really sure what any of the weaknesses, vulnerabilities that this thing has. You You do know, however, that a Venus flytrap creature such as this, you've personally never encountered this, but based on your knowledge of normal Venus flytraps on the wild, and the behavior that this seems to be giving, it seems like there's no calming this thing down. Like, it seems to be thirsting for blood, and you believe that really the only way out of this mess is to just take it down, take it out, kill it.
Oh, okay.
You believe, though, that based on its vines, if it has a chance to grapple your friends, that's bad.
And don't anybody think about feeding the dwarf to it.
Yes. Now I would, Kenna, with studying the creature for, in order to get all information, I'll say that uses up a standard action. So you have a move and a minor action left, but not a standard action.
Okay. She is gonna yell in front of her to watch out for the vines, and then she's gonna move past Theo and say, "Nice shot," and she's gonna move right there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then
The creature. Go ahead.
Can she just pull out her arrows then? Her bow?
Yes.
Okay. And then that's it. Turns out.
The creature will now make 2 attacks as 2 vines whip out, one going towards Halisair, one going towards Cedric. I'm assuming... Oh gosh, I've got stun points to the galore. Alright,
Oh, geez.
so I'm assuming those will hit your armor?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Both of you,
15. Yeah.
both of you attack. Now I will need you guys to make a might roll to not be grappled. So Cedric is fine. Halisair, you normally would be fine, but I'm using my stun points to make the grapple more difficult for you to escape.
Sure.
You still take damage from the vine whip, both of you, and that is 4 damage to Cedric, 2 damage to Halisair.
Now armor subtracts that, right?
Correct.
Correct. So you and I should both be fine.
Yeah.
So you both are fine. Right now you're grappled, so I'll put a symbol on Halisair to show that she's grappled. The creature is going to move this direction, bringing Halisair with it.
Yeah. Oh, we besties now.
And it looks like it's starting to draw Halisair into its giant mouth. Starting to.
Great.
Andrea, you're up.
Alright, I'd like to use a minor action to put heroism on Halisair.
Nice.
So
And
she'll
go
have
ahead and
5 extra health
All right.
for the
Cool.
battle. Yeah.
5 temporary hit points. So any of your hit points that you take, the 5 will take it. The
Nice.
temporary will take it first. All right.
Gotcha.
And this is a plant, and it's obviously trying to eat us. So I'm a little nervous about setting it on fire since it's trying to eat Halisair. So I'll try and just shoot it with an arcane lance. I'll pull out my wand.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't scared.
Go ahead. Lance attack 16. That'll hit. Roll for damage.
8.
8. And I think since that's magical in nature, I think it ignores armor. I think, if I understand correctly. Halisair, right now, you have to make another might roll.
Alright.
Once you're ready.
I can do that right now. Wah, wah.
Okay, that won't be enough.
Yeah. I'm right, I'm not worried. If anything, Halisair kinda looks glad that, like, it's her and not somebody else. She's like, yeah!
She's tough. I
A
like her.
little creepy.
It is magical energy.
Okay.
It is-
I'll say that it ignores. I'll say it ignores. So, all right. Okay, so Halisair, you were not able to ungrapple, which means you can only do a minor action this turn.
Okay. So her minor action is basically, she's going to take the moment and just roar right at this plant. And do I need to... Okay, so basically, her minor action, she is going to use her cutting words and her fury, and basically I am going to use her special ability, and the plant is going to be doing less 1d4 from their next roll.
No, okay. So technically, I think that cutting words is an interrupt. So it happens.
Oh, you're right.
On,
it is an interrupt. Okay.
It happens during the plant's turn. So
Sure.
if you wish to do that, you may. But,
Sure. I mean, I guess I can just ready it then.
you can.
Or,
You can if you want, but you don't have to ready it. Because it's an interrupt, it's just an additional action you can do when it's not your turn, but you can only do one interrupt. Just like in D&D, you can only do one interrupt per round.
Right.
So
Right.
you technically can do something else if you want to.
All right.
That's
Let me
up to you.
take a quick look. Why don't we stand firm?
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
It's got, well, you're not technically standing, you're up in the air, but that's fine.
If
Cedric?
that doesn't work, I could totally just do like
Yeah.
a guard up or something.
Alright. Cedric, you're up.
Cedric's gonna move right here. And how high up is Halisair?
I'll say 3 feet above the ground. She's not that high above the ground.
Okay, Cedric's gonna try and hack at the vine that's got
Okay.
Halisair.
Okay, it'll be a little bit more higher AC. See if you hit it.
Nice.
Okay, that will hit it. Now, because you're using a piercing weapon instead of a slashing weapon, it'll be harder to chop it, but do damage, and we'll see if that's enough to chop it. 17?
Yes.
Okay, you do 17 targeting damage to the vine, and you are able to successfully pierce right through its vine.
Nice.
So basically, you stick the vine, and then you kind of swing it around, which snaps the branch in two. Halisair is no longer grappled,
Thank you.
All right.
and the fly trap growls at you.
He'll growl
You do
back.
Okay. Theoben is next.
Okay, first of all, in regards to Kenna's comment, Theo looks really frustrated, like gritted teeth, his cheeks are puffy. He's really annoyed that that arrow didn't hit and that Kenna is now openly mocking him, so he's enraged. And he's going to use a minor action to slick some Deathroot extract onto the arrow that he's readying,
Nice.
and then
Nice.
he's going to just fire at the fly trap.
Roll an attack roll. Nice. Ooh, stunt. Stunt.
Nice.
6
6
points stunt.
points.
So that will hit. So you
Nice.
can roll the
I'd
damage,
like to,
or
yeah,
go ahead.
I'd like to
How
use
would you
a
like to spend?
poison. Can I use a poison point to apply the poison effect as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so roll for damage.
So roll the damage. Let's see what the total is.
I know that the Deathroot causes hallucinations. I don't have any notes on it causing extra damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a hallucination effect, which I need to roll a 1d6 to determine what kind it is.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Then it does the hallucination effect.
Yeah, these guys are laughing because they know what the hallucinations can be.
Okay.
I'm out of shadows.
Yeah, it's the shadow one. Okay. The shadows are alive. The creature is overcome with fear of the surrounding shadows, including their own. They spend the next turn running at top speed away from the closest concentration of shadows.
Ah, okay. The next round. Okay. So Kenna, you're up.
She's gonna be mildly impressed at the shot, but only
Nice.
mildly. And then she's gonna aim as a minor action, and then use her bow
Mm-hmm.
with 17 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
All right, 11.
Okay. Very nice. Is that the end of your turn?
That is.
The creature starts flailing as if it's utterly terrified by something. It runs in the opposite direction towards this wall. As soon as it hits the wall, it's like bug zapper, taking an additional 2d6 damage from being zapped. 11 points of damage.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Very effective. Theoben. Very well done.
He shoots Kenner a teasing look, like, see?
Mm-hmm.
It was the wind last time.
Andrea, you're up.
How does this creature look? Like, is it falling apart or?
It's starting to. You probably roll a medicine roll. You would say it's anywhere between 30 to 70% of its health. Somewhere between 30 to 70% of its health is left.
So it could be a lot.
Could be a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to drop a flame blast on it. Because it's a plant and I think it's flammable.
It probably is. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to angle it so it's going side to side rather than out because I don't want to catch the warriors on fire, if I could. Because it's 8 yards long and 2 yards wide. So here's the roll.
13?
That's enough to. That's enough to hit my target number.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a save and that'll take away 1d6. It is a Dex Acrobatics.
Yeah, versus Andrea's spell power,
which for primal is 17.
That's nice.
Nope, it fails. It fails.
Okay.
So you can take the full damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
9? Okay.
And it's
now.
Like here, from what I understand.
Yes.
Each one is each one's 1 yard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be this area, all fire.
All right.
Kaboom.
You fling your hand towards the creature as if you're throwing a baseball at it, and this ball of flame shoots out, whizzes past both Cedric and Halasair, hits the creature. It gets engulfed briefly in flames as the creature again makes squeals from this attack, dealing 9 points of damage plus an additional 50% more damage on top of that.
Nice.
Run away from me.
Fortunately, Halasair has no hair already.
And Halasair, you are up.
Okay. So a fireball just went right past her ear.
Mm-hmm.
That will take her half a second. Do I need to take an action to stand?
I will say roll an acrobatics to see if you landed on your feet. Roll an acrobatics. 15, that's enough for you to land on your feet. You're only 3 feet up in the air. So.
Wonderful. Alright, so land, yes! Fireball, blink! And then she's just gonna charge right on forward and get...
Okay.
As she's doing it, she's like, "For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water!"
Mm-hmm.
Nice!
Yeah.
I did some
She was like,
13 damage.
Not
6
so
damage.
much with the damage, but shield, it's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're fine, we're good.
Cedric, you're up.
I don't think I have to move up here, right? If I want to hit it.
I would say so.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
would
I don't
say
think
so.
that's Okay, so I'm gonna sidestep and make a attack with my forearm.
Cedric, take it down.
That will hit. Roll for damage. 17. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Doesn't mess around.
Okay. Theoben, you're up.
Okay, so can he use a minor to aim and then fire another arrow?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, am I right in remembering that aim is a +1 to attack? Am I right on that?
to attack.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
7? Okay.
Nice.
Alright. Kenna, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna do the same thing, aim and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
12 to attack.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Alright.
Is that a stunt as well?
That is a stunt. So you have 4 stunt
Oh.
points if you want to use it for something.
I will do 4. I'll spend 2 stun points and do a knock prone action to just try and pin it so it can't move or anything.
Okay.
It just gives me a +1 on the attack. Okay. 12.
12? Okay.
Yes.
And then it gets knocked prone.
Yes.
Is that automatic or can I save against it? Can I roll against it to see if I don't get knocked prone?
Let's see. Knock prone. You knock your enemy prone. Any character making a melee attack against a prone foe gains. Oh, never mind. That's a 11, by the way.
Okay.
Anyone who's attacking gets a +1 to their attack roll. But yeah, you're just prone. No save.
It doesn't say anything about a save.
Okay.
Nope.
Alright. Then it's knocked prone. And I'm assuming it's no longer hallucinating? That was just for one round, right?
Yeah, that was just for one turn, yeah.
Alright, because I think it would be really powerful. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be super powerful. The creature rises up again. It again slashes violently at both Halasair and Cedric. Does a 13 pass either of your armor? Just out of curiosity?
Passes mine.
No.
Okay. The vine takes Cedric, dealing extra damage because it's heavily wounded.
Now I believe now would be a grand time for that immediate cutting word.
Okay.
So yeah, she will shout as that vine comes towards Cedric.
Okay.
Let's
Go ahead and roll a d6 and subtract that from 13, whatever your d6 roll is.
Okay, let's do that.
4. I'm assuming a 9 does not hit your
Nope,
armor, right?
it does not.
Okay. So the vine, it's trying to try to attack Cedric, but you hear Halasair next to you give a thunderous roar, which seems to distract it. It seems to shake it just enough for the vine to barely miss you as it tries to wrap its tendrils around you. And that's its turn. It can't do anything else. Andrea, you're up.
Sure. I'm going to try and shoot it with another arcane lance.
Okay. That will. Is that enough for your target number?
Oh, the arcane lance doesn't take it. It's just against his
roll.
armor, so probably. Oops.
Okay.
Did I roll that right? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, that's just like an attack roll. So
Okay. Roll damage.
Oh, do they stunt?
they do.
You have 2 stunt points.
Oh my gosh. Good golly.
I'm like watching out for stunt points. Last session, I missed so many stunts.
I got stunt points. All
I
right.
wasn't
Just gonna
paying
scroll
attention.
down to the stunts. That's pretty cool.
Is there magic stunts? Is that like a...
Yes.
Yes, there are very nice magic stunts. I don't know if it says that it stunts as an attack. I don't know.
Mighty
if it counts
spell.
as a magic stunt though.
Standard spell
Yes.
stunts.
I'm gonna do mighty spell.
Okay.
So an extra d6 damage.
Nice. Go ahead.
Of course.
7.
Oh, 7.
Well,
Pew pew.
Andrea, that's enough. Give us a cinematic of how your arcane lance topples this vile creature.
Well, I imagine it's quite charred and quite beaten up at this point, and I'm just going to say, give up already, and I'm going to point, and I want to just blast the top of it apart. Just
Nice. So the lance strikes right into the maw of the creature, and then Andrea uses her hands as if telekinetically to rip open the creature's, basically the top of his mouth off. So it unhinges, like breaking open a crab. So the whole top of the Venus's flytrap's maw flings open, lands right next to him, and the creature gives one more wail as it flails around. It topples over, and as soon as it topples over, this giant poisonous gas erupts from the creature, dealing this poisonous mist to everyone within 2 squares of it, which is Cedric and Alistair.
Yeah.
This is penetrating damage because you're inhaling this. It's not going through your armor. You're inhaling it. So you both take 7 points of damage that ignores your armor.
Okay.
A piece. 7 points.
Thank you for those extra points.
You're welcome.
As soon as the battle is over, before you start to roleplay again, roll a perception check for me. Anyone who's above an 11, which is Kenna and Palisair, I think.
Yeah.
You both see that inside the carcass of the creature appears to be some sort of small box. A small, treasure chest-looking box.
Huh.
Yeah, Theo got over an 11 as well. He got 12, so he'd have seen that as well?
Okay. Yes, you've seen that as well.
Okay.
She's definitely gonna go over and look.
Yeah.
Theo, when you get up close, roll a nature check too, please. And I guess anyone who is trained with the nature... Anyone who actually is trained in natural lore may roll a natural lore for me if they'd like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kenna might have that, maybe.
Not yet.
So that's cunning?
Okay, not yet. That would be cunning. If you have a focus on it. If you haven't
Is
got
it only if you have a focus?
No, for you, Theo. Other than Theoben, for you, you're special. This is a very specific case, so you're fine. 18 is.
All right. Well,
You'll find out why.
I rolled an
All right.
18.
Okay, and Kenna, is that your natural lore? 15?
Oh no, I wasn't. I didn't have a focus in it.
You don't have a focus on. Okay, so when you get closer to the creature, you can still see that there are some glands, which is where the caustic acid came from the creature. There's 2 of them that seems to still be intact. You believe that if you're able to carefully surgically remove those glands, it probably would make a very good poison.
Ah, okay.
A very good poison that would be useful against living organic creatures, not so much metals or rocks or anything, but pretty good against living creatures, organic creatures.
So he's rubbing his chin. He's looking very intently at this. He thinks for a moment, and that as he's realizing this, he's thinking, and then he's going to attempt to extract them. Is that what check is that? Is that a poison check?
I will allow poison lore for this. I will allow that. So the 2 of you, Kenna and Halasair, before you have a chance to get to the box, you see Theoben attempting to extract something else from the creature, not the box itself, something else.
Is he reaching inside the plant, like his legs are like?
He does have to. Yes, he does have to kind of crawl into the throat of the creature to get to it. So So if Theoben wants it that badly, he does have to kind of climb in.
He's very straight-faced about it. It
doesn't faze him.
No.
Day 1, shoot at mirrors. Day 1, part 2, climb into plants. Why not?
Once he sees a poison, that's it. He's getting it. He's looking very determined as he's crawling around trying to extract. And the 14 is my roll, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, with a 14, I'll say I'll have to have you roll for the other gland.
Oh, okay.
So roll a second one.
11.
Okay. The with a 14, you are able to remove the first one, assuming nobody interrupts you. With the 11, you think that you're careful enough, but then your incision accidentally goes astray, and the gland bursts, dealing 8 points of caustic damage to you that your armor can ignore. 8 damage that your armor can ignore if you have any armor.
Yep. So that's... my armor is... I have an armor of 3.
So 5 points of damage. You took 5 points of damage from that.
Alright.
Are you... Okay, so are the people just letting him do this? Watching him do this?
She's just like
Or reacting to
looking
it?
at Halasair like,
If he wants to climb into a plant and do what he has to do, as long as he's not about to like start, just rampantly destroying the body willy-nilly, that's fine for now. She's keeping an eye on Crazy Dwarf.
Yeah. Andrea just looks like pumped up because she just had battle, so she's like cracking her neck and she's having a good time. she's feeling accomplished.
Cedric, clearly the magical blast was coming from this Kunari.
Okay. Okay. I was letting you guys finish like the box thing and stuff before I was gonna bring that up. Did anyone grab the box?
She didn't grab the box when Theobin decided to head dive. She'll basically she watches again just to make sure that the body's not deliberately being mutilated, and then she was going to start heading over towards Cedric to make sure he's okay.
well, Kenna would reach for the box. Unless it's inside the plant. That's what I was wondering.
It is, but you don't have...
If it's close to where Theobin is already picking the poison, then he'll grab the box.
Yeah, you're clear. Okay. You're closer to the box than she is, but she even if you weren't there, she can still reach in to grab it. But you are closer to it.
No, then he can have it. It's cool. Is there anything on the plant that Kenna would find useful besides the poisons? Or pretty?
Go ahead and roll a cunning natural lore, even though you're not trained in it.
Okay. I just know if she could use the vines or anything as rope.
Tarzan.
13. Yeah, you believe that you'd be able. The vines would make a very good hempen rope if you take the time to craft with it. The other thing that you notice is that there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 patches of elf fruit over there that you might be able to make into poultices eventually.
All right.
This one over here is too young, so it's not bearing any significant elf fruit at the moment, but you can at least get 1, 2, 3, 4 patches of elf fruit to maybe make 4 lesser poultices, basically lesser healing potions.
Okay. That's what she'll be doing.
Okay.
I'm done.
You two fought well. It was nice to have a good combat.
Is she standing right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cedric's gonna combat roll backwards and hold up his...
He just rolls away.
Yeah. And holds up his halberd and be like, "You're a mage."
Yeah, I am.
And as he rolls, she steps in between.
She just kind of smiles. Yeah, obviously, I cast a fireball. You can't do that if you're not a mage.
Halasair, be wary. She did not announce her presence at first.
Calm. All men are the work of the Maker's hands. Lowest slaves to highest kings. She didn't announce herself, but clearly she is not our enemy.
Thank you. I didn't realize every time I walked into a room I'm supposed to say, hello, I am a Vashoth and a mage and I'm from Tevinter, but now that I understand that, I will do that from now on.
Yes, you should be very wary of that, especially when you're around me.
Perhaps we should take a moment.
Cedric's gonna, as soon as Halisair steps in front of him, he's gonna immediately like pull back his polearm as to not like hit her, because he does respect and he fully trusts Halisair now after that battle.
I might suggest that you do not announce your presence. Tevinter is not the rest of the world. Most people do not look so kindly on those who wield magic.
But he just said...
And over her shoulder, like example number one.
Yeah, also, just you can hear Theo's muffled voice from inside this creature's throat, just going, "Are we really fighting about the fire-blowing mage?"
I think so.
She helped us. Templar.
Doesn't know I'm a
You
Templar.
do know that he's?
No.
Does Theoben knows that he's a Templar necessarily?
Oh, he
Or-
doesn't. Okay.
He doesn't necessarily. He doesn't
All right.
necessarily.
All right, then I'm using a dwarven insult. Get in line, Nuglicker.
Classic.
All I'm going to say is magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him.
Well,
Yes,
I
you
will
are
be
correct, but
keeping
what
a
is
very
the
close eye on
next line?
Foul and corrupt
Magic
are they?
exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken the gift and turned it against his children. She did not turn it against you.
That fireball was awfully close.
That fireball was close, but not for us.
Just know
Guys.
this, mage. I'm keeping an eye on you.
Theo's
All
little
right.
hand is kind of.
Lots of men like to keep their eyes on me.
Cedric does not have a very amused look on his face.
Yeah, neither does Hal.
She doesn't care.
He's just
So
waving his
different.
arms, trying to get. So he's trying to get someone's attention here. I've got the box, guys. His little arm is sticking out of the mouth. I'll help.
Sure, I'll help you.
And with Sam, I think Kenna was trying to say something too. What was Kenna trying to say?
She was happy that she found elf fruit.
I got elf fruit, guys.
A very tense moment. I got a box.
Yeah.
I got elf fruit.
We fought well, warrior. Let's leave it at that.
For now. We
For
will.
now.
And he'll step away and just brood on his own.
No. All right. Well, she's gonna go and help.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull Theoben out of
Yeah,
the plant.
Theo's gonna he's gonna grab Andrea's hand and try to foist himself out of the
Yep.
creature.
I
You can do
gotcha.
that.
I gotcha. Don't get the slime on me, please.
Theo looks down and he's like, "Oh, yeah." Brushing himself off. He's still holding the box.
Mhm.
And is he able to open it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, he's gonna open it.
When you open the box, there are two things that are in there. First of all, there is one lesser healing potion. One lesser healing potion inside the box. The second thing that's in this box is this curious-looking fragment that looks a lot like a wedge, 1/5 of the thing that you saw in the room, like engraved on the room, 1/5. More specifically, the wedge that contains the mountainous symbol on it, the mountainous symbol. And it seems to be reacting to your specific birthmark, Theoben.
Okay. So Theo's gonna take the shard in his hand. He's gonna notice that this reaction is happening. He's gonna.
As soon as you touch it, there is a portal that appears right here. A green portal appears right there.
Oh, great.
Next to Cedric.
And warriors go on alert.
Cedric's gonna take another step back and just be like, "What the? Maeve, you did this."
I did not.
And then he'll realize that it's another portal and just be like, "Oh, I don't think you would. You're not as powerful to cast that kind of magic yet."
How would you know? I'm just offended right now.
I don't need to answer to the likes of you, mage.
He was just like, jump in.
All right. Theo jumps in and he disappears.
Okay, jump in. Got it. In and I go.
Poof.
I know you have a plan, Andraste. I know.
Maker, protect me as he jumps in.
All right. I'm assuming all 5 of you jump in.
Yeah, she will just take a second to say a couple of quiet words over the remains of the plant, and then she'll jump in. Yeah, totally.
Okay.